Welcome to Refuel with Reverend Johnson and Reverend Rob. What's up, guys? Hey, everybody. It's so good that you all are joining us on Friday at 7 p.m. Whoa!
We're back.
We're back. It's so good to be back with you all. Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Hello. It's Friday. It's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you, too. What's up, Johnson?
What's up, Robinson? How are you?
Like, come on, get online and share this with people. We got an exciting evening for ready for tonight.
Let's talk about that. Hello. How are you?
I'm so good.
It's Pastor on the street.
Look.
I want the world to know, got to let it show.
Hello,
Johnson. How are you today?
I am wonderful, Mr. Robinson. How are you?
I'm just peachy.
You know what? We need to have no time to talk before we get online from now on. If we don't have guests, we just need to get on at the time in which we're about to go live to not stir up anything. Loretta Lanita, what's up? Happy Friday. Are you frozen, Robinson?
No, I just didn't want to say anything.
we need to move on before we start bringing up stuff.
Can I just tell you that it's really your fault?
How? I just asked a question.
I mean, listen, yeah.
I mean, you see what happens, Ashton? Didn't I tell you? Like, that's what happens when I miss meetings. That's exactly what happens when I miss things.
You know, honestly, it's been a week of meetings. I am, you know, and many people that have been watching us probably know that I am transitioning to a new job. This is actually my last official day in the office of my old job, but I'm traveling for my old job next week. And then I start my official job, my new one, on the following Monday. So the transition has been a little weird. And I've been in meetings for two different groups, two different units. So I am trying outside of church and outside of school. So I've been in a lot of meetings, and my patients are about that right there, y'all. Y'all understand what that looks like? So yeah, that's where I'm at. So
yeah,
I'm pretty sure y'all felt the heat this week. I mean, I was quiet, right? I think you were quiet too, actually.
Well, you know, busy. There was not a lot of room to do much else but my full-time gig. And
say
so
that one more time.
I said there hasn't been much room to do anything but my full-time gig, right?
You want to repeat that again?
The full-time gig that I get paid for.
What's going on, Loretta? I see you, baby. I miss you, Lanita. Happy birthday, Lanita.
That's it. Yeah. So yeah. It's, you know, we had a couple connections that I think were successful. But so this week it's been busy. Someone attempted to steal my identity. So I've been dealing with that this week.
Yeah.
And just trying to, well, technically they did. I'm like, they're trying to, no, they did. So yeah. I'm trying to navigate all of that debacle. And then just with being busy. And then I was going to bring this up as we talked about one of the highlights, but so my wife is talking to me. She wants to go and try for another offspring. So we are. You're not praying hard enough, Sean.
I just gotta laugh on that.
You're not praying hard enough. So
I I love Joy, and Joy wants 20 kids. By all means, Joy have 20 kids. Yep. I'm only going to be responsible for the first two.
No, so it's exciting to talk about it, and then we'll see where we go from there. So, yeah. But that's what's going on. So congratulations to all of the graduates and those who will be graduating here in the next few weeks, and to all of the folks who are celebrating proms. That's a little different. What they were able to do last year, a lot of stuff because we were locked down. Felt like they didn't get the benefit of a prom or graduation, and now this year I'm seeing a lot more of that stuff. Still, with the pandemic in mind. But shout out to my little brother Josiah, graduated from 5th grade, and he is on his was it 5th grade? Yes, 5th grade. And so it was. I was able to jump on the Zoom to see him receive his diploma. So congratulations to Mr. Josiah.
Yay, Josiah. Congratulations, nephew.
So that's about it. What's going on in the world, Sean?
What's going on in the world outside of me being busy? It's Pride. Happy Pride, everybody. It's June, and we had an amazing service on Sunday, opening up last week for Pride, or what's the date? Today is the 11th. I mean, right. So Pride, there's going to be Pride all over the place, and so I am excited to see what is going to come. Obviously, here in Huntsville, they have a very small Rocket City Pride is what it's called. I tend to attend one of the events. We were going to go last night, but Chris had a show at another city, so we had to go there. But I will be stopping in just to say hi and greet the people and meet the people. And I'm excited about that, actually. I'm excited about that.
Good. What else is going on in the world?
People crazy.
So there was a gay couple in Wisconsin.
No, so you wanted to move into the? Oh, I didn't know what I'm like, why is she asking me what's going on in the world? She knows what's going on in the world. It's cicadas everywhere. It's people still trying to steal people identities. Like, what's going on in the world, right? I'm sorry. You should have said, Sean, let's move. Like, we usually be chit-chatting by now. Like,
you told us you had a hard stop. Ashton said, keep it moving. That's all I'm trying to do, brother.
I can't win. I can't win.
Look, Ashton, help me out here.
No, Ashton, don't say nothing.
Right, Chris. Absolutely. Now y'all see why I talk about his gray hair. See,
I'm sorry.
Slow moment.
So what you should do is ask Chris, why am I probably having a slow moment? Because he sung last night until about 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. How about you tell him that, Christopher? How about you tell him the work that you had me slaving like a Hebrew slave that wasn't getting paid? How about you tell him that, Christopher? How about you want to make sure your sound was right and your microphone was on with the sound man? How about that? And then tell myself I'm acting. Yeah, I'm having a slow moment because I'm tired.
It's showing. I think it's more so the age, but I'm not going to go there. So
you are getting big. Don't snap your. I'm sorry. I didn't see no ching ching. Ching ching. Oh.
Look, Chris, you see, it took him a minute to get
Tell me how. Tell the people how I'm getting paid, Christopher. I want to know. He tried it. He so tried it. Oh, you wait till I see him tonight. You wait till I see you in a few minutes.
Okay, so a gay couple in Wisconsin bypassed the flag rules with the rainbow floodlights. So if you haven't heard the story, they originally had, as many people do, have a flag in front of their house. Most people have the United States of America flag. What's that feedback? Most people have.
I mean, not I, Captain.
Okay, most people have the U.S. flag, but other people, try to put up other things. In Maryland, they're strict about what flags you can post outside your house. But this couple, they were asked by, I believe, their HOA to remove the pride flag, and what they stood up instead was you said
I love it.
You said they stood up, they put up floodlights in the rainbow colors. And so as we saw, I believe during the Obama era, when they lit the White House up in the pride flag colors, this is what that couple did. And so that made national news. What else is going on nationally, Sean, that we want to talk about today? That's on the list.
First of all, what you're not going to do is tell me how to run this show. How about you?
Well, clearly, yes, I will, and clearly you need some help. I'm just trying to help you out.
You see how rude they are. You see, I've been working every day.
You aren't the only one. Everybody who's chatted on this feed and that's in the back end has a full-time job working 2, 3, 4-time volunteer positions, not just Sean Mauricimo Robinson.
First of all, you did not have to give the whole government name, okay? Lene.
What's my middle name?
I just told you.
What is it?
Lene. Leonard, where you want me to call you today?
Moving right along.
Right. So I'm gonna go. This is gonna be Johnson in about 4 years. I promise you. How about that? So South African woman gives birth. I'm not quite sure why this is on here for Pride, but okay. This children's month. I guess that's what. And I'm not quite sure how this is empowering, but here we go. A South African woman gives birth to 10 babies. And in Pretoria, South Africa, which I absolutely love Pretoria. If you have not been, I think you should go to South Africa. 10 babies. I don't know if we have a picture to show. That's not what it says.
It is what it says.
We have a picture to show. I see you, Gigi from Mexico. Happy birthday. I know you. I want to be like her. She's like spending her entire month in Mexico. Bless her heart. I want to be like, oh, there we go.
I don't know why it's flashing.
Yeah, because you got that as a gift.
All right, there it is. There it is. There it is. There's a picture of her. Listen.
So the reports say that she is obviously huge. It's 7 boys and 3 girls, and apparently they are very happy. I am for sure she's very emotional, and I'm sure she can't talk. I'm positive of it. I cannot imagine, but officials confirmed that the births have been successful, and so I don't know what to say about that. I could not imagine waking up one day and having 10 babies.
Listen, it is exactly so.
Oh, Lanita said because it's a lie. You think it's a lie? I don't know. That came from BBC, so that's kind of a confirmed station that the Queen will not allow no news to go across BBC or the minister, because they got rules over there. They got rules over there.
Listen, let me tell you. So when Joy talked about us going back to have another child, that's exactly what I said. I'm like, listen, I don't know about this, right? Just my luck. You went for 2 the last time. These eggs may split different ways, and I don't know about this. So good on them for her successfully conceiving, carrying, and then bringing into the world 10 amazing kids.
Well, technically, the Guinness Book of World Records says that a woman had 8 babies in 2009 in the U.S., but then last month, a 25-year-old gave birth to 9 babies in Morocco. So I'm just trying to tell y'all. So you want proof? The Guinness Book of World Records won't lie, right? Lanita, are you upset because you just don't believe that 10 babies can come out of here? I'm confused. Like, do you not think that the powers that be, God, is not that awesome in terms of being able to give birth?
Oh, here he go. He about to preach again, y'all.
I'm not gonna preach. No, I'm not. I'm just saying, but think about it. Like, as we talk about Children's Month, and maybe the gift of the birthing process. Everybody can't give birth to 10 babies, right? Is that fair? I don't know.
So she says her husband also said that he was over the moon and felt like one of God's chosen children. It's a miracle, which I appreciate. Like, good on them.
I get it. I don't know what his income taxes are going to look like, but shout outs to him. He won't have to worry about getting audited. Could you imagine 10 babies on your tax record, your tax form?
Listen,
your 1040. What's that? $2,500 per kid? I don't know.
Yeah,
plus
I think
daycare.
so.
Plus daycare.
Yeah.
You think they're selling any? Let me stop.
Listen. I ain't trying to find out. I don't need to know. I don't need to test nothing.
You know what I've been through.
I don't need to know.
Listen, you better hire somebody. That's all I need.
I got somebody hired.
Okay, let's talk about something else. Congress votes to make Pulse nightclub a national memorial. What is your thoughts on that, Johnson?
So congratulations. This happened to me. Oh, okay. Yeah, so 3 days before the 5th anniversary, Florida, the U.S. Senate unanimously passed legislation to designate it as a national memorial. So I think great, right? Especially coming out of Florida with the senators down there. And I'm happy, it takes tragedy to create triumph. And so I am saddened still about the senseless loss of life, and happy that we are at a state in this country where these type of things are actually making legislation and being passed. And this is, this is another good on us, in my words, for our community. Do you have something else to say?
Well, so when I first read it, what came up in me was the memorials that we currently have in place. Right? Like, what are they? I mean, can anyone name one off the top of their head in terms of the LGBTQ?
Oh, okay. I see.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not sure. I would have loved for a memorial to be created and built versus naming a nightclub. I know that's what a massacre happened. And I know that, I just don't want folks. And I don't know if this is true. I don't have it to be true. I don't know. I'm just talking about like folks saying we're going to go to the memorial and go party. You know what I mean? Like, to celebrate that. I'm just surprised that they made the club itself a memorial instead of building something that could represent the memorial near it. So that's kind of what came up for me. It would have been great.
Okay. So there are other memorials, monuments and memorials. So the Desert Park in Cathedral City, California, the Gay Liberation Movement monument in New York City, Harvey Milk Plaza, San Francisco, Stonewall National Monument, New York City, Pink Triangle Park.
Right. All of those are fixtures, not terms of
I see what you're saying.
I feel like the things that happen in clubs, I'm not quite sure if that will be memorial. And that's I don't. Again, I mean, where I am right now, that may be different tomorrow when I wake up. But what I'm naming is, like, I would feel some kind of way if, you know how people act out in the club and be doing all kind of crazy stuff in the club. You know what I mean? And
you don't think they're doing that at monuments? You don't think people are doing strange things down at Lincoln?
Oh, I've been to Lincoln, so I know they don't strange things. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate you bringing that to my awareness, because you're absolutely right. No, I kind of was just like, I wish that they would have built something to represent that.
That's
kind of where I'm at.
I don't know. Did the nightclub reopen?
Yeah, that nightclub did reopen. Well, COVID, I think it's reopened now. I mean, that's one of the popular LGBTQIA clubs, questioning clubs. You know,
yeah, for sure. So, I just didn't know. To your comment, I just didn't know if they'd reopened the club. But I hear what you're saying, right? To build something in memorial of, instead of having the club be a monument. I hear you on that, and that's fair.
So apparently the site itself is a memorial, and obviously I hope that they build some type of something there, and it looks like they have a bunch of pictures of those that lives are lost. I mean, that was a very tragic day, and senseless crime, and something that was just horrific.
You want to go to Florida and build something?
I'm sorry?
You want to go to Florida and build something?
I just wish they would have, I mean, we have some amazing creative people out. I just wish that we could have created something that would have been, and maybe that wall is what they are calling a memorial. We don't really know. We just going by what it says, but the nightclub itself, the site. So that's my only feeling around it. I again. Cool. So, but you know what? I do appreciate the recognition and the ownership of the city remembering that senseless crime. So shout outs to all the allies who wanted to come to the aid and comfort all of those in this time where people are remembering their family and friends who they lost that day. So
yeah.
We Unity Fellowship Church Movement send love to them and comfort, and our goal is that hopefully this never happens again.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, what's going on in the movement, by the way, since that just came up?
We on the 4th Sunday of this month. I wasn't sure if it was 4 or 5. 4th Sunday of this month. Thank you, Ashton. The 27th of June, Unity Baltimore will be celebrating our pastor's anniversary. Ashton, do we have the flyer? I didn't ask this beforehand.
Oh, he was on it though. Let me have asked for that. Long Tall Whitman. Lots of spaces, sites.
Okay, there it is. And so on Sunday, June 27th, 10:30 a.m., we will be honoring our pastor. And as I said on Sunday when I did the lengthy church announcements, the illustrious, the magnificent Reverend Pastor Marissa Penderman will be our speaker of the hour. And so we're inviting everybody that's watching us now, when you watch this at a later time, to make sure that you go to UFC Baltimore on YouTube, on Facebook, and join us for service.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I actually had an opportunity this week to meet with Pastor Penderman, just have some conversation and just talk. We spent almost 2 hours on Zoom just chatting and just checking in with each other. I miss her, and she was on sabbatical for a whole month. And one of the things that she said to me that I actually love is that she said that she trusted her team. And she said that she believed that it gave and created opportunity for leadership to her leadership to kind of like, get in there and lead, in that position. So
Pastor Jamie, don't get no ideas.
Just kidding. But the thing about it is, like, he knows his team too. So
right.
That's the beauty of having a leader that knows that no matter what, like, if you're really about this, like, you're going to make it happen. So
that's right. Yeah,
I appreciate that. And I know I probably was scared for her team. Like,
right?
Where are you going? I don't know. Get out of here.
Leah's quiet in the chat right now. She must not have gotten to this part just yet.
Oh, that is hilarious. But that just tells that someone trusts what they have instilled and trust what God has called people to do. So that, she was dealing with some stuff, and I'm excited about her coming. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Super excited about that. And we do send love and condolences to Senior Bishop Jacqueline Holland with the notification that her mother transitioned this week. And so had a chance to text with her and just send love and great energy. And so Senior Bishop Holland, we are praying with you as you navigate this transition.
Yeah. Lanita put in the text that or the chat that she is glad that their pastor is back.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you didn't want to be the standing, sitting in pastor, or I get it. Hey, by the way, our pastor did put it also in the chat that lots of spaces, sites where tragedy occurred gets memorialized, and he put a question, and so I wonder about Charleston. So yeah, like there is a lot of places that I get it. I just felt that I don't know. Maybe I need to do some research on whether nightclubs, right? Because I'll be the one in a nightclub, like, don't do that. Like, Johnson, get away. Like, don't do that. Like, you can't be messing this up. But
clearly we're not going to Florida to go partying. Okay, so we only go to Florida to get on a boat. That's it. Now, Chris, no Florida vacations to try to go to a nightclub with Robinson.
That is true. So it's funny you brought that up because the Afro-Caribbean Pride is occurring in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
And it just sounds like a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I won't be there.
Cool.
So what's the meme? So what else is going on?
Why don't you tell us? I know you're...
What happened?
I know you're excited about this one. I don't want to steal it from you. Go.
Fight you when I get off here. Hey, by the way, everybody, Unity Fellowship Church Movement has a fundraiser that's coming up. Ashley, can you show the flyer for us? See, I don't get that quick service like you do. Wait a minute. Read that chat. I wasn't able to load. Okay, my bad. Read the chat. I got you. So Unity Fellowship Church is having a fundraiser, and obviously we couldn't get it up, but give me 1 second here, and I will show you. And so,
there we go.
Shout outs to the Unity. Thank you. Shout outs to the fundraising committee of Unity Fellowship Church Movement. And here is the drawing is July 4th. The raffle is $12 per chance. And look at that. They have a QR. And so a quick response code. And so you just scan that. It takes you right to the Eventbrite that will give you the ability to purchase your raffle. Johnson, can you go back to that real quick so I can just show people what they will win? So you probably say, well, what am I going to win? And what does $12 get me? Okay. That was my cue to stand by. I don't know where I'm standing because, okay, there we go. So you see that house there? It says win $500. It's a money church. And so that church or that picture there is a church of money. It is made out of, or predominantly made out of 500 American USA dollars. Okay, so please, if you're interested, check our social media platforms all over, and you'll see that again, that QR code. What you need to do is put your phone, turn on your camera, and just point your phone to that. What they call a matrix image, and you just point it there. It'll automatically direct you to the Eventbrite so that you can purchase your $12 chance. Again, the drawing is July 4th, and again, we're just trying to do some things and make sure that we support our movement as we move forward to spread that God is love, love is for everyone. Yeah,
and so the only thing I'll call out here is so the question may be, well, how do I know if I win? And so on the flyer, it says the Zoom. So apparently the drawing will be on via Zoom. Okay. And so that committee will provide additional information as we get closer to the drawing date.
Got you. Okay. So we probably should have demoed that so I can go and buy my chance. I would have done that, but I was slow.
Well, we understand that. That's the case we're working with today. So we're going to give you grace. That's okay.
Shady boots. Shady boots. Hey, what's the meme of the day? Hey, wait a minute. Isn't there another anniversary that's going on? Oh, it's not on the thing.
Listen, we have an amazing TED Talk that we're trying to get to. So if we didn't mention it today, we didn't have it in time to announce it. And so any churches, any groups within the Unity Fellowship movement, congratulations. On whatever celebrations you may have, we love you. And please, all notifications should come to UFC Baltimore media at ufcb.org. We can get that straight out for you, but that's why we don't have it. So, hi, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
That's it.
You're supposed to end the unresponse task, not join them. Okay, that's a little funny. That's not.
Please tell me you get this. Please tell me you get this. If you don't, all you
are like not respond. I get it. You were supposed to end the unresponsive task.
Okay.
Not join them. I get it. No, it wasn't that funny, but I get it.
Oh God, Ashton, what's next? Sean's such a killjoy.
Me talking to my gas tank. Dude. No, hold on. Now that is funny, okay? Because I literally just filled my car up, and I literally was like, "Did this joker just take $60?" And it wasn't
$60 for my car on Wednesday. What's the next one, Ashton?
Why are you always on Facebook? I told you I'm the meme daddy. What? Yeah, I don't. That's corny. Corny. Look, okay. Ashton, what's that?
Get on camera.
I bet your pastor right laughing at that too. Being gay is not evil. Putting up pictures like this without a Okay. That does look delicious, though.
It does. That's fun, Ashton.
Corporation non-profit. I mean, you couldn't find no people of color.
Listen, dude, get over it. Get over it. No, I couldn't.
Listen. I hope Joy sees this and make sure you get another extra month this year.
Listen, they were funny. And
that was funny. Actually, that was. But wait a minute, weren't they actors? I feel like they came from.
Somebody come help me. Lanita, can you come on, please, and help me? Okay, what's good to watch, Sean?
I know, Ashton. I know. Can I be me, Ashton? Stop trying to correct everything. I don't know. Actually, you know what? I didn't watch that much TV. I've been busy. No, but all jokes aside. So, number one thing that I will offer.
So, because it's 4 empty, can I add my own since you're struggling this week and I watched a little TV?
Wait a minute. Where did the word struggling come in at? I just didn't. You want to put one? Yes, you can put one in. Go.
Okay, thank you. Go. Carry on.
This is what we do, y'all. I'm gonna be in DC for 2 days next week. I hope I see you. So obviously everyone knows that I probably watched the French Open all week. So if you haven't seen Serena, Coco, Sloane, all of the U.S. people are pretty much out of it. We have 2 new. What?
That's not encouraging.
That isn't well. None of the U.S. women or men are in. Like that's just the way it is.
Because they got kicked out early.
Well, one decided to leave because of mental health issues, or the fact that she didn't want to give information to the media or be interviewed, which I think was brilliant. And I'm glad that she stood up for herself. And I think that was just a bold move and bringing awareness to an industry.
I mean, can you just tell me why the folks that stayed? We understand
because they were good. That's why. Okay. So we're gonna crown, or Paris is going to crown for the French Open 2 winners that have never won though. So
oh, okay.
dope. I'm excited to see that, and it just talks about the changing of the guard, which leads us into the old guard. I think that's just brilliant. So if you haven't seen the old guard, it's not a new movie, but I think it's perfect for this month. I think it will be great for you to watch it. Have you seen it, Johnson?
I have.
She was dope, wasn't she? I loved it.
She really was.
Yeah, she was awesome. The other thing I would invite you to watch is called Kiki, Kai. I think it depends on how you want to pronounce it, and it's in New York City's present day drag ball scene. Everyone knows that we are going to do a drag ball, or not a drag ball, but the ballroom scene segment one day, and so I'm trying to wrap my eyes around that. But it's about the current drag ball scene, continuing many subjects and themes, exploring in terms of the Paris is Burning. So definitely that's on Netflix. It's also, I believe, on Hulu. So check that out if you can. What was your number 4 that you wanted to put there? I had something there, but what did you want?
Oh, it was Blink. In the Heights.
So I haven't watched that, but that is on my list this weekend because it's supposed to rain a lot. If you haven't, listen, y'all, it's been raining every day. It's killing me. But yeah, so I did see a promo for In the Heights. Did you watch it? Was it good?
I did. So I've seen it live, and
Where did you see it live
at? Somewhere at one of these playrooms here in Maryland.
Oh, you mean when they came to Maryland? Okay, got
it. Yeah. So really good musical. If you like musicals, dramas, this was what Lin-Manuel Miranda, who's known for Hamilton. What he did in The Heights is absolutely brilliant. He actually wrote In the Heights before Hamilton, but Hamilton took off, and so now he's got a capital, and he's pushing In the Heights.
Yeah, it's definitely on my list to watch. And while I'm talking, if you got any movies that you thought that you watched this week, put them in the chat for us so that we can check them out. But yeah, I actually was going to put Legendary back in on number 4, but I was in the Heights. Legendary has become one of my favorite shows.
I have to watch that.
The ballroom scene, and so they're leveling up in terms of commercializing it, and it just again bringing awareness to the creativity, the master of artistry that goes into ballroom, and it just gives you more about the culture. So definitely check that out. I will be watching In the Heights this weekend, so I will let you know what I think of it. Johnson and I have definitely different tastes, but I won't say no more. And then the last thing I think you should watch is Pose. It was amazing. I've
heard good things about Pose. I needed to get through all of my network TV shows, and now that they're on summer break, I can catch up on Pose, Kiki, New York City, and Legendary.
Yeah, you definitely need to do that. It is the actual end of this. This is it. They won't do another season. So
okay.
That I've gotten phone calls about how people have related to the last season, and I think it gives a great insight, amazing emotional insight as to what our people were dealing with when medication wasn't available, and how they had to get the medication, and why the medication wasn't available to Black and brown men of color, or Black and brown men.
Why it wasn't available?
Was not available.
Was not. Okay.
And why that caused a lot of our men to die. It doesn't depict or any matrix in terms of women. So I don't know what that is. That specifically it was gay men, or men sleeping with men who had died of the AIDS virus. So definitely check. They did a remarkable, when I tell you remarkable job, it was touching.
And where does this play?
It is on Fox, I think it is. No, it's not on Fox. Hold on a second. That's a good question. Pose is on
it's not on Netflix, is it?
Not on Netflix. It's on FX.
FX. Okay.
But hold on. But Pose is on Netflix, but it's not the current season. So.
Okay.
Definitely check that out on FX. It is amazing, and they just beautiful wedding. It's just absolutely amazing. So shout outs to the directors, shout outs to the producers, shout outs to those that funded it, shout outs to those who, even if they rejected it, I appreciate you rejecting it so that they can get where they are right now. And shout outs to those supporters who supported that. Phenomenal. And if anybody experienced, so if you watch it and that was your experience, I would love to hear what that looked like in that day in New York.
Cool.
So what's up, Johnson? What we got for today? I know we just shared a lot. I mean, the topic of the night is?
The topic of tonight is a queer vision on love and marriage. And so it's a TED Talk, and we're going back to those. I love how we can have guests and then we can take a break and go back to our roots, right? And so
do a little bit more of that in the future.
Pardon?
We're going to do a little bit more of that in the future.
Okay. And so
so dry, so friends-like. That's gonna be my new thing with you. So friends-like. Hey, Pastor, I agree. I think that would be dope. Maybe that would be a nice thing to do for Men's Month.
Okay, you can solution on your own time.
That was very friends-like. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Oh! How slow are we? Catch that dirt. So we're talking about the queer vision of love and marriage. Go ahead.
Yeah. Love is a tool for revolutionary change and path towards inclusivity. And so this TED Talk will show the experience of a queer couple, and they explain how they've gotten there and how they have rejected some of society's norms to create something new and fresh. To create something new and fresh as it pertains to love and marriage. So stick around for this video, and we'll come back and chat a little bit about it before we wrap up for tonight.
Our first conversation was on Facebook, and it was 3 days long. We shared over 3,000 messages between us, and it was during those 72 hours that I knew she was going to be my wife. We didn't rate any prerequisite amount of time for our courtship. We told each other the vulnerable truths up front. I am a transgender man, which means the F on my birth certificate should have stood for false instead of female. Walking around as a woman in the world felt like walking with pebbles in my shoes. You know, it took the rhythm out of my swagger. It threw me off balance. It pained me with every step I took forward. But today, I'm a man of my own intention, a man of my own design.
I am a cisgender queer woman. Cisgender means the gender I was assigned at birth is still and has always been female. This doesn't make me natural or normal. This is just one way of describing the many different ways that we exist in this world. And queer is a cultural term, but in this case, it refers to the way that I'm not restricted by gender when it comes to choosing partners. I've identified in a few different ways, as a bisexual, as a lesbian, but for me, queerness encompasses all of the layers of who I am and how I've loved. I'm layers and not fractions. And for me, the fact that he was queer meant that I could trust this courtship from the very beginning. As queer and trans people, we are so often excluded from institutions and traditions. We create spaces outside of convention, including the conventions of time. And in those 3,000 messages between us, we collapsed time. We queered it. We laid it all on the table with no pretense at all. And this meant that we were able to commit to each other in a profoundly different way. So often, what we're told is this idea of the golden rule, that we should treat other people the way that we want to be treated. But the problem with that is that it assumes that we are the standard for other people, and we're not. We need to treat other people the way that they want to be treated, which means we had to ask. I couldn't assume that the kind of love that Teek needed was the same kind of love that I needed, so I asked him everything about his fears, his insecurities, and we started from there.
I didn't know what kind of love I needed. I had just come out of a year-long fog of being rejected and utterly depleted. I had someone look me in my eyes and tell me that I was unworthy of their love because I was trans. And there's a culture of lovelessness that we've created around transgender people. It's reasoned, justified, and often signed into law. And I was a heartbeat away from internalizing that message, that I wasn't worthy. But Kim said that I was her ideal, the heartbroken mess that I was.
He totally was my ideal. In more ways than one. Both poets, writers, creatives with a long history of community work behind us and big, huge dreams of a family in front of us. We shared a lot of things in common, but we were also incredibly different. I've been a lifelong traveler and a bit of an orphan, whereas he comes from a huge family and definitely stays grounded. I often kind of sum up the differences in our strengths by saying, keep me safe, and I'll keep you wild.
We have marginalized identities, but we don't live marginalized lives. Being queer and trans is about creating new ways of existing. It's about loving people as they are, not as they're supposed to be. Kim is unapologetically feminine in a world that is often cruel and violent to women who are too proud and too free. And I didn't enter into this union under the auspice that she was going to be my helper or my rib, but a fully complex,
Right? That's not right.
but a fully complex human being whose femininity wasn't for me to rein in, control, or critique. It's her brilliance, the way she leads with compassion, and how she never loses sight of her empathy. She has been my hero since day one.
Our relationship has always been about setting each other free. One of the first questions I asked him was what dreams he had left to accomplish and how would I help him get there. His dreams to live as a poet, to adopt and raise a family together, to live a life that he was proud of and one that would live up to his mother's incredible legacy. And I really appreciated that we were able to start from that place and not from a place that was around figuring out how to make each other work together. And I think that this really allowed us to grow into the people that we were in a way that was incredibly different. I love him whole, pre-transition, now, and in the future. And it's this love that had us committed to each other before we'd even seen each other's faces.
My mother's biggest concern when I transitioned was who was going to love me as I am. Had being transgender somehow precluded me from love and monogamy because I was supposedly born in the wrong body? But it's this type of structuring that has to be reframed in order to let love in. My body never betrayed me, and my body was never wrong. It's this restrictive binary thinking on gender that said that I didn't exist. But when we met, she loved me for exactly how I showed up. She would trace her fingers along the numb keloid scars left by my top surgery, scars that run from the middle of my chest all the way out to my outer torso. She said that these were reminders of my strength and everything that I went through and nothing for me to be ashamed of, so sprinting towards her hand in marriage was the queerest thing that I could do. It flew in the face of more conventional trajectories of love and relationships because God was never supposed to bless a union for folks like us, and the law was never supposed to recognize it.
So on May 5th, 2014, just about 3 months after meeting online, we were married. On the steps of City Hall in Manhattan, and it was beautiful in every conceivable way. It's safe to say that, we reimagined some traditions, but, we also kept some old ones, and we worked in and we created something that worked for us. My bouquet and corsage was actually filled with wildflowers from Brooklyn, also added in a little bit of lavender and sage to keep us grounded because we were so nervous. And it was put together by a sweet sister healer friend of ours. I never wanted a diamond ring because conflict and convention are not my thing, so my ring is the deepest purple, like the color of my crown chakra, and set in place with my birthstones. The gift of queerness is options. I never had to choose his last name. It was never an exception, but I did because I am my father's bastard child, someone who has always been an apology, a secret, an imposition. And it was incredibly freeing to choose the name of a man who chose me first.
Yay! So
Yay.
That was beautiful. That's not the full TED Talk. So we will post where that full talk in the chat so you can watch that. But I think it gave us enough to talk about, right? So we need to treat people the way they want to be treated, not the way that we want to treat them. And I thought that was just absolutely beautiful. And I find it, what my question to you, Sean, is what do you think about that? In the dynamics of to which in relationships show up for you? Like you treating somebody, like asking somebody how they want to be treated, how they want to be loved, rather than just what we think they want.
Yeah, I obviously I think that they put it correctly in terms of the golden rule, right? And there are a lot. So for me, it is very important to start asking those type of questions because obviously I don't have to figure it out. And sometimes when we lean to our own understanding, we can miss the mark. Based on our experiences, based on our filters, and to know that, you know, to ask. And then, you know, specifically when she said, hey, how do you want to be loved? Like, it's very important to know how your significant other wants to be felt, or how they want to feel and how they want to be loved. I think it's very important that people pay attention to that. So yeah, so I thought that, so for me, it's just generally about very important to ask those type of questions. And it's very important at where I am in my life. Now, obviously I was not always there. But now I realize how important it is. But the other thing is that people got to be direct about what they want. You know, they got to know for themselves.
Say that again.
They have to know what they want. They have. So when somebody say, "Well, how do you want to be loved?" Like it's going to take some work for some people to know that.
You said people have to be direct.
Well, yeah, I said that too. Yeah, well,
that's what I was asking to repeat. People have to be direct.
You have to do some work to get you there. Because a lot of people will pretend or think or not quite sure or go by what they've seen. So I appreciate them naming that. And I appreciate the balance. I loved how keep me safe and I will keep you out. Like I thought that was brilliant. I thought that was an amazing kind of comment. What did you think on the reference of I was in love before I even laid my eyes on them?
I think that's an amazing thing, right? And being someone who did internet date, right, for a good portion of time, I think it's a different type of connection when it's just the screen name, right? And it's that mystery, and you really only have what this person is giving you, and so while you can think about and they didn't talk about this in the video of, you know, how long it took before they shared pictures and stuff like that, but I feel like that's a beautiful thing, and that's one of the reasons why I appreciate online connections rather than or it in contrast to meeting someone in person.
Yeah. The other thing is I really loved how they define queerness in terms of all the spectrums and the many ways. I think the comment was many different ways we exist in this world and how many layers we all have and how queerness is defined in their view. I thought that I've never heard it put that way. I really enjoyed that piece about it.
Neither have I. And so as I watched this video today, I thought about the social constructs that I just bought into in dating and relationships, in marriage, and how easier it was, I think, for me just to again fall into the social heteronormative norms in this same gender loving relationship, that it had me kind of sit back and begin to question why and what value add did that give me. And some of I think in this video, they talk about, I think his name is Ty, talked about just how he showed, chauvinistic and all of those things that just are social norms that come, that this couple talks about how they've really done work to deconstruct a lot of that. And I think that is just amazing. And I walked away with some to-dos for myself and in my own relationship on how we get to create something different.
Yeah, no, I agree. And again, that goes back to doing the work, right? And so one level feeling unworthy of love and then having to reframe and do the work to kind of let go. So I think that was a great example of people who are intentionally diving in and leaning in order to kind of have love.
Yes, yes, yes.
Healthy love, I should say. Let me go ahead. And whatever healthy means for you. Obviously, I know that might mean different. I actually was excited when I heard that they got married after 3 months, because I realized that someone had actually outdid you in terms of getting married so soon. So,
Shade. It was almost a year for us.
It didn't feel like it felt like 4 months.
It did, right? It felt really fast.
Yeah.
But you're right, right? And so that's the thing. Just I've never, subscribed to, oh, we gotta take a long time, right? When my mind's made up, my mind's made up. So yes.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And I mean, obviously that's what I love. I love seeing that as an example. I love seeing that because this is testament. Like, how long y'all been married? 9 years?
It'll be 10 years next month.
10 years next month. So, yeah, really. Yep. And it was just, again, I love looking back. And I tell people all the time, like, yeah, they got married. And I joke about it all the time. They got married in 4 months. But we're 10 years later. Like, we're 9 months. We're 9 years and 6 months, 5 months later. Yeah. In terms of the first, when they decided to get married. And I really, really love that. And the other piece is that you didn't have to have something big. So yes. I appreciate that. And it just reminded me of, as I was listening, that love in a whole, like whole loving you. And no matter what, how it is, or whatever the perception is, I love you for every bone and piece of blood that runs through you, and fiber and it. So I felt that from the TED Talk, and I thought that was great. And I loved how they were. I love how he just put emojis and how they, because I really feel like that's how he look at this moment. But it was great. It was really great. Thank you, Ashton, for that.
Yes, thank you, Ashton. And yes, Michelle, decisive, right? And yes, Pastor, you were there. It was amazing. I often tell people that I'm performing their ceremony. Listen, I took it to Popeyes afterwards. Like, that's the type of love we had.
Stop. That's not
we
true.
did.
We had it catered. Yes, we did.
No, we did not. We did not have food there.
Yes, we did. Because
we had food.
Yeah, we did.
I thought we had cupcake. I don't remember the cup.
I don't have no cupcakes. Wendy, I don't know what her last name is right now.
Oh yeah.
Spoon, had.
But I did take it to Popeyes out. You can't tell me I didn't take it to Popeyes.
No, I'm not saying you didn't go to Popeyes. What I'm naming is that you had food.
Okay, and we had cupcakes.
You did have cupcakes. I'm not naming.
Okay, I don't remember the food. But she was also
because you were shivering. You were shivering.
She was an hour late.
Yes, so we were eating. Eating. I remember like tuna fish.
Listen, you all, it has been an amazing show tonight. We talked about queer love, the queer vision on love and marriage. It's a TED Talk. Again, in all of the mediums that we've posted this show, we will put that in the chat. Thank you so much for watching us on Refuel tonight. We love you, and we'll see you next week. I love you, Rob.
I love you too. Kiss the babies goodnight for me. Ciao. I'm tired. Let's go.
Thank you all very much for joining us tonight.
Johnson, kiss the baby squad.
So yes, it's our show.
I love you too, and we're gonna get to do this again next week.
Have a good night, everybody.
Hey, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Shout it up. Subscribe to our Facebook. Get on subscribe. Here it is.
Right there.
Go to UFC Baltimore.